In a lush forest lived a hummingbird named Kai, known for his tiny size and vivacious spirit. Kai was a very curious and adventurous bird who enjoyed exploring every corner of the forest and discovering its secrets. The forest was a wonderful place, full of diversity and beauty. There were trees of all sizes and colors that offered shade and shelter to the animals. There were flowers of all shapes and fragrances that attracted insects and birds. There were crystal-clear streams that fed the fish and amphibians. There were fruits and seeds that nourished the rodents and monkeys. There was also a great variety of animals that lived together in harmony and balance. Kai liked to observe the different forms of life that inhabited the forest and learn from them. Sometimes he would join the flocks of parrots that flew and laughed endlessly. Other times he would follow the ants that worked and cooperated in order. Sometimes he would perch on tree branches and listen to the advice of the owls, who were wise and prudent. Other times he would approach the stream banks and admire the agility of the frogs, who were nimble and fun. Kai learned something new every day and felt happy to live in the forest. Despite his small size, Kai always looked for ways to help other animals in the forest. Sometimes he would bring them seeds or fruits he found on his travels. Other times he would sing songs to brighten their day. Kai had earned the love and respect of many animals who considered him a friend and ally. Among them were Lila the butterfly, who was his best friend and adventure companion, Bruno the bear, who was his protector and mentor, Nala the squirrel, who was his admirer and confidant, and Rocco the monkey, who was his accomplice and jokester. Kai got along well with all of them and shared moments of joy and fun with them. However, not all animals appreciated Kai's presence. Some saw him as an intruder who meddled in their affairs and bothered them with his questions and noises. Among them were Kira the snake, who was his enemy and rival, Rex the lion, who was his oppressor and tyrant, Zara the fox, who was his deceiver and manipulator, and Cora the crow, who was his thief and saboteur. Kai didn't get along with them and tried to avoid them or face them with courage. Kai didn't let these attitudes affect him and continued being kind and generous to everyone. He knew that each animal had its own personality and story, and that he couldn't judge them by their appearance or behavior. Kai believed that all animals were important and valuable and deserved his attention and help. One day, a drought hit the region, drying up the streams and withering the flowers. The forest became a dark and silent place where animals suffered from lack of water and food. Many weakened and fell ill, and some even died. Kai felt very sad seeing the state of his home and his friends, and decided to take action. Despite his size, he set out to transport water drops in his beak from the nearest river to the thirsty forest. He knew it was a difficult and risky task, but he was willing to do everything possible to save the forest. Kai began his mission with great enthusiasm and optimism. He thought that if he could bring enough water drops to the forest, he could relieve the animals' thirst and water the plants. He also hoped that his example would motivate other animals to join his cause and thus accelerate the forest's recovery process. However, he soon realized that his task was more difficult than he had imagined. The nearest river was several kilometers away, and Kai had to fly over arid and hostile terrain where the scorching sun and dry wind made flying difficult. He also had to avoid predators that lurked on the path, like snakes, hawks, and foxes. Each trip took a lot of time and energy, and he could only transport one drop of water in his beak. Kai knew he had to be quick and careful, but he also wanted to be efficient and effective. That's why Kai didn't limit himself to randomly dropping water on the forest. He looked for the neediest and most strategic places where his contribution could make a difference. Sometimes he would bring water to the weakest and sickest animals that couldn't move to find it. Other times he would water the seeds and sprouts that still had hope of growing. Kai also worried about distributing the water equitably and not favoring some animals over others. He wanted to help everyone regardless of their size, species, or attitude toward him. Thus, Kai began to make progress little by little. Each drop of water he brought to the forest was a drop of life that relieved the suffering of animals and plants. Kai saw how his friends regained their strength and spirit, and how the flowers began to open their petals again. Kai also received gratitude and support from many animals who praised him for his bravery and kindness. Some offered their help, like the monkey who gave him fruits or the owl who showed him the way. Others encouraged him, like the nightingale who sang to him, or the butterfly who kept him company. Lila the butterfly was the first to greet Kai when he returned to the forest with his water drop. She would smile with her colorful wings and say, "Hello, Kai. You're incredible. Thank you for bringing water to the forest. I'm sure it will soon be green and beautiful again. I love you very much, friend." Bruno the bear was the one who worried most about Kai when he went to the river to fetch water. He would wait anxiously and say, "Hello, Kai. I'm proud of you. You're very brave and generous, but you also have to take care of yourself. Don't overexert yourself. Remember that you're very small and there are many dangers out there. If you need anything, count on me. I'll always protect you, friend." Nala the squirrel was the one who admired Kai most for his work. She would look at him with admiration and say, "Hello, Kai. You're wonderful. You're very intelligent and dedicated. I love how you look for the best places to leave the water. I want to help you too. Can I go with you to the river? I can carry water in a nut. I want to be like you, friend." Roko the monkey was the one who had the most fun with Kai. He would greet him with a smile and say, "Hello, Kai. You're awesome. You're very fun and original. I like how you sing and dance when you fly. You know what? I've prepared a surprise for you. I've found some delicious fruits and saved one for you. Come on, let's eat and play. It will do you good to relax a bit, friend." However, not all animals were happy with Kai's work. Some criticized him for his obstinacy and naivety, saying his effort would have no impact. They thought the drought was too big a problem to be solved by such a small hummingbird and that it was best to resign themselves and wait for it to pass. These animals made fun of Kai and told him to stop wasting time and bothering others with his water drops. Some even tried to prevent his work, like the crow who stole his water or the boar who blocked his path. Kai felt hurt and frustrated by these attitudes, but he didn't let himself get discouraged. He knew his mission was important and that he had to keep going. Kai didn't pretend to change the world with his water drops, but he also didn't want to stand idly by in the face of adversity. He believed that each drop of water was a drop of hope and that if everyone contributed their grain of sand, they could make a difference. One day, while Kai was transporting another drop of water, an unexpected rain began to fall on the forest. The streams began to flow again, the flowers regained their vitality, and life returned to the forest. The animals marveled at the providential rain and wondered who could have been responsible. Kai, exhausted but happy, returned to the forest with his last drop of water. The animals, with gratitude and amazement, gathered around the hummingbird, recognizing his tireless effort. Through Kai's example, they learned that even the smallest and seemingly insignificant action can trigger significant change. Lila the butterfly was the first to hug Kai when he arrived at the forest with his water drop. She said, "Kai, you did it! You saved the forest! You're a hero! Thank you for your sacrifice and love. You're the best friend anyone could have. I love you very much, friend." Bruno the bear was the one who applauded Kai most when he arrived at the forest with his water drop. He said, "Kai, you did it! You defeated the lion! You're a leader! Thank you for your courage and justice. You're the best ally anyone could have. I'll always protect you, friend." Nala the squirrel was the one who admired Kai most when he arrived at the forest with his water drop. She said, "Kai, you did it! You made the plants grow! You're a teacher! Thank you for your wisdom and dedication. You're the best example anyone could have. I want to be like you, friend." Roko the monkey was the one who had the most fun with Kai when he arrived at the forest with his water drop. He said, "Kai, you did it! You brought the rain! You're a magician! Thank you for your joy and originality. You're the best companion anyone could have. Come on, let's play, friend." Since then, the diligent flight of the hummingbird became an inspiration for everyone in the forest, reminding them of the importance of small actions and the power of personal commitment to make the world a better place. Kai felt proud and happy to have fulfilled his dream and helped his friends. He knew that his drop of water had not been in vain, but had been the trigger for a great transformation. This is the story of Kai the hummingbird who saved the forest. A story that teaches us that regardless of size, species, or situation, we can all do something to improve the world. All it takes is having a big heart, an open mind, and a firm will. As Kai said, "I cannot do everything, but I can do something, and what I can do, I will do."